Well, we actually have the arrival of Dungeon World. You guys smash the crap out of that subscribe button so you guys don't miss out on more on us content. Evidently, we're getting breakaway sleeves down here for this. So this comes from Catherine, always providing us with the best translations that we can get. So, Dungeon World flag, stand up, you raise the flag. You can only have one flag in a deck. And this card is unaffected by the abilities and effects of things other than the standard dungeon stuff. And, of course, Dungeon World and generic cards. So, for our grade 1, when this is rowed by writing from a Dungeon World, look at top 7 of your deck, choose up to one disaster card from among them, reveal and add it to your hand, shuffle your deck, and at the end of the battle, this unit boosted a Security Chief Shido. Retire 2 of your rear guards in the same column as this, and draw a card. Interesting. And then we have our Security Chief Shido. When this is rowed upon by Demon Lord of Demise Kyoa, choose a Demon Lord's Arm Sophia from your soul, and call both that card and this card to rear guard circle. And then, of course, we have Shadow Dive. During the battle's unit attack, your opponent cannot intercept. So, maintaining that same clause we had as our previous form. And then we have Demon Lord of Demise Kyoa. So we can pay a gauge to look at the top 5 cards of your deck, choose up to one disaster from among them, call it to rear guard circle, and shuffle your deck. And then when your Persona Ride becomes 15k instead of 10k. And when it attacks current boss 1, choose one of your disaster rear guards. Stand it if you have 12 or more different names in total among your disaster rear guards and disaster cards in your drop, not counting Buddy Fighter. Choose one of your disaster rear guards with a different card name from a unit chosen by this ability and stand that card. Alright, so definitely going to get some extra value here. Our Sentinel allows us to draw a card, which is pretty good. And then we have the Providence Baron Shido. So this card also has Disaster in its race, and its original power becomes 8k. At the end of the battle that this unit boosted a Disaster non-Buddy Fighter, cost retire this and perform one of the following. Draw a card or countercharge 1, which is actually not too bad. And then, of course, we have a self-proclaimed Healing Alchemist, which is Dungeon World Buddy Fighter. When this unit is placed on rearguard, if you have a grade 3 or greater Vanguard with Kyoa in its card name, either counterblast 1 or discard a card from hand, search your deck for up to one disaster non-Buddy Fighter, reveal it, and add it to your hand and shuffle your deck. And then continuous rearguard circle if you have a Demon Lord of Demise Kyoa, and this unit can intercept from the background. If you have Vanguard Kyoa, it gets 5k shield, so 10k. Ooh, our grade 1. Another Buddy Fighter. Once discard from your hand during your turn, choose a grade 3 Q on its ride deck, reveal it, or, of course, if you're grade 3, you can pay a gauge and draw a card. And when your Disaster Rearguard or Widar Sarkal Rearguard would leave your rearguard circle, other than by a card ability, you may bind this card, and if you do, that rearguard stays on rearguard circle. Sure. And then, of course, we have the Demon Lord Fangs Ryoga. During your turn, if you have a grade 3 or greater Disaster Vanguard, this gets 5k. When this attacks, if you have a Disaster Vanguard armed with a weapon, choose one of the following that has not been chosen by an ability this turn and perform it. Cost counterboss 1, draw a card, or if your Vanguard is grade 3 or greater, pay a gauge. This unit gets 10k power to the end of the battle. And then we have our armament here. So, Vanguard Armament, new item, blah, blah, blah. Play this card with a gauge if you have a Vanguard with Demon Lord of Demise or Purgatory Knight in its card name. When this unit is armed with this card attacks, the armed unit gets 1k power to the end of the battle for each different name among your Disaster Race rearguards and Disaster cards in your drop, not counting Buddy Fighters. And if you have a total of 10 or more different names and your opponent's Vanguard is grade 3 or greater, the armed unit gets critical +1 to the end of the battle. And then we do see Kyoa here. And then, of course, we got some Exceedance stuff here. So if you have Vanguard with Exceedance and its card name gets 5k shield. If you're this card is either retired from Guardian Circle or discarded and you have an Exceedance, this gets to go into the soul, which is actually not too bad. When this is placed on rearguard circle, if you have Vanguard with Exceedance in its card name, you can soul charge 1 and then cost counter +1, draw a card, which is not bad. And then the big card. This is the big one today. This is the Exceedance Vinshatar. This is continuous back row rearguard center. If you have a grade 3 or greater Vanguard, if Impledo in its bound name, or in its card name, and you have 4 or more Crimson Moons bound, this can attack from the back row. And then back row rearguard circle, when this attacks, if you have a grade 3 or greater with Impledo, discard a card from your hand and perform the following equal to the number of cards in your bind zone with the, Crimson Moon. So if you have 1 or more, your Vanguard gets 5k until the end of the battle. If you have 2 or more till the end of the battle, this unit can perform drive checks and gets drive -1. And then if you're 3 or more, your Vanguard gets power +5k. And then 4 or more, this unit's drive becomes 2 until the end of the battle. So you get the ability to do basically multiple drives, which are not too terrible. And then next week we are getting Daddy Wellstra Phantom, and we are getting Liberate Battalion Alcalibra Phantom support. And then, of course, featured cards are going to be Liberate Battalion and Shell Hub, which will be interesting, to say the least. So what do you guys think? Please leave a comment down below, tell me what you guys think, and I'll see your beautiful faces back in there in a day, guys. Thanks for watching today's video. Check out tradingcardmint.com down below in the description. Enter MCOL40 on checkout. Save a little bit of money on your purchase. Check out mcolgames.com if you're interested in getting some cool play mats and single trading cards as well. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. Turn on those notifications so you don't miss one of our videos. Thanks for watching.